That behind me is the all-new 2023 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro. And yes, it's orange and it's focused for off-road duty. It is a Pro after all. But how does it tow? In this video, I'm gonna show you how it handles 6,500 pound trailer. That's my Buhanka four-wheel drive van behind there. And I'm gonna go about 40 miles plus on both highways and side roads. So let's get going. As always, I'm using our Aluma trailer. It's quite nice. It's 24-foot deck, which I love. It allows me freedom to carry multiple things like I'm doing now. And it's lightweight, 2,000 pounds approximately, just over that for the trailer. Thanks to guys at Rifle Truck and Trailer, right there. And of course, Aluma Trailers for helping us out and letting us use the trailer for a year. Bam. Now let's tie it down and see how the weight is distributed. You've been asking about my Buhanka van for quite some time, so here it is. I'm taking it to Tumbleweed Ranch. Yes, it can drive there under its own power, but I would rather, it's about 50 miles. I would rather actually carry it on a trailer. It can't really go at interstate speeds, but it weighs just approximately 4,200 pounds, maybe 4,300 pounds. Plus I have a rack. So total weight of this setup for the trailer is about 6,500 pounds. And I positioned it pretty much evenly over the axles of the trailer. It's a mid-engine van, it's a cab over. So I like it. I think the Sequoia is level. So I'm gonna tie it down. Okay, in the back here, I'm gonna be using the axle. There's brake line is kind of tucked away, which is pretty nice. For this trip, I'm gonna reset my trip meter, so I'll be able to tell you exactly what it does towing 6,500 pounds.
Hey, so if you want a really cool classic of your own, we are selling our 1987 BMW M535 over at TFLbids.com. That's right, this exact car is up for auction. This is a super cool ride, originally sold brand new in Japan and then imported here into the States where it got a manual conversion, but it's in fantastic condition, original paint, and this thing is one of the coolest rides anywhere. Check it out over at TFLbids.com.
It's a great thing that the Sequoia is also a Tundra underneath, the brand new one. They share a lot of the components, including the chassis, suspension design, and also some of the technology like the towing tech. So I do have a trailer brake controller, but it's covered when I'm sitting in the driver's seat. I cannot see it behind the steering wheel, so I kind of have to remember where it's at and put my hand on it. So it's not bad, but I wish it would be a little bit more visible. So I just went up to 5 gain out of 10. I set it up as electric brakes, which I have on this trailer, 5,000 pounds plus, so it should give me a little bit better actuation on my braking. And it also has automatic length detection for the trailer. So let me try to show you. Select or add a trailer. I'm calling it utility. Edit the trailer. Length automatic, axles 2+, and brake type is electric. So it's set up properly. Because this is a premium Sequoia, it does have this tow haul setting, and maybe you heard that the engine powered up because it's a hybrid, but in tow haul mode it will continue to use its gasoline engine. And I'm also going to select Tow Plus because I am towing over 5,000 pounds. So I want my grade shifting, the transmission, to be kind of in a little bit more aggressive mode. And I also set up my gauges so I can monitor coolant, transmission temps, my hybrid system, and my turbocharger pressure. Everything in one place. Buhanka looks mean looking through its rack system at me in the back. That's a mean looking Buhanka. Under this mighty colorful hood is a hybrid system. It's basically the Tundra power plant, 3.5 liters, or actually 3.4 liters to be exact, of twin turbo V6 goodness, and there's an electric motor sandwiched between the engine and the 10-speed automatic, and total power is 437 horsepower and 583 pound-feet of torque. We've tested this power plant in a Tundra, but now it's the Sequoia's turn. So the payload sticker says 1,315 pounds of payload, and then gross vehicle weight rating is 7,585. So if you do the math, that's about 6,200 pounds that this Sequoia weighs, which is relatively heavy. It does have of course, the battery for the hybrid system that's kind of underneath the rear seat area, and it has everything else, including the frame, the solid rear axle, the suspension, the luxurious interior, and this, the TRD Pro rack system on top. So relatively heavy. It's not going to help it with efficiency. On the back here, there's a fascia that covers the hitch usually, and I pulled it off and it unveils this, a 2-inch receiver. Of course, I'm using my height adjustable, fully steel built Gen Y hitch, and 7-pin connectors on the side. Very easy, also very easy to hook up the chains, but the pin here was a little bit hard to reach. It's kind of tucked underneath here. The tow rating on the TRD Pro Sequoia for 2023 is just over 9,000 pounds, which is very competitive if you look at the Chevy Tahoe and Nissan Armada, and of course the Ford Expedition and other GM SUVs. All right, so now I'm getting on the interstate I-25, and this is where I want to learn about this Sequoia. How does the TRD Pro handle a sizable trailer? Is it stable enough? Is there going to be trailer sway? Did I load the trailer correctly? Did I put 10% of weight on the tongue of the hitch? All those things. So I'm gonna go at about 70 at first. Here's my cruise control. I'm gonna set it at 70. I am in the 75 mile per hour zone. You could see my turbo spooling up, but there's still plenty of power. Wait, what? Is that Lexus about the same color as my Sequoia? Well, maybe that's a wrap. It's kind of a matte finish on that IS. But my color is solar octane. Yes, you could see it from space. And I just love this particular color. It's really awesome. Let me throw a few more numbers at you. The EPA rates the new Sequoia TRD Pro at 19 mpg city, 22 highway, and 20 combined. It's a competitive number, but it's not super impressive if you consider that the GM SUVs like the Tahoe, the Yukon, and the Cadillac Escalade also have the diesel engine under the hood that's a little bit more efficient. You're probably wondering about price. How much does it cost and how does it compare? Well, the sticker price on this bad boy with every option, this is fully loaded. And the TRD Pro is near the top of the range for the Sequoia. It's just over 80 grand. Yes, that's a lot of money, but you're getting a lot of SUV for that money, including the suspension system, of course, and all the luxury features, adaptive cruise control. And if you look at some of the more premium GMC Yukon, Chevy Tahoe, including the Tahoe High Country and the Yukon Denali Ultimate, well, those can be in the mid 80s. So yes, the price is high, but it's still competitive in the segment. You're gonna hear me say this several times. The new Sequoia is also a Tundra underneath. They share the same chassis. The wheelbase is a little bit different, and some other differences as far as, of course, the cabin are concerned. But in the front, almost identical except this area right here. I really like the way Toyota did the front bumper and grille area. I wish the Tundra would look the same. I just love more body color here. Of course, this video is not completely about tires, but I have to mention it because it has to do with efficiency. The TRD Pro rolls on this really beautiful. I love this BBS forged 18-inch wheel and the Wild Peak Falcon AT 83W tire, which is actually a really great tire, and it's 285/65 R18. So it should be a good compromise of highway ride and off-road capability, and also for towing. here's the thing about the suspension. As soon as you focus a vehicle on off-roading like this one, you give it slightly softer suspension, you give it Fox shocks, and it's more compliant for fast off-road running on a trail. But is it a everyday SUV? And the answer, at least in this case, is yes. I haven't come close to overloading this or coming close to the limit on the payload with this trailer. So it's still very solid. The multi-link rear suspension is acting, just really, really well. It's a solid axle. This is what trucks and SUVs have been doing for decades with solid rear axles. So I'm super happy so far with the way it's handling this trailer. There's absolutely zero trailer sway. Oh yeah, and the mirrors. These wonderful tow mirrors are also working really well. My trip was about 40 miles, highway and side roads, and 10.4 mpg is my result. I wanted to see something in double digits, and over 10 mpg, I think that's a pretty good result. Beautiful tumbleweed ranch, yes. Well, I gotta tell you guys, I'm pretty impressed with the Sequoia TRD Pro. I know, of course, they have other versions of the Sequoia with slightly higher tow ratings, but this off-road beast, with about 6,500 pounds behind it, just easy peasy, relaxed, no problems, and it's pretty level to boot. And as always, check out alltfl.com for everything automotive, one-stop shop, or tfltruck.com for big SUVs and pickup trucks.